Hi there, folks. Good afternoon. A profitable session for us this morning. Let's review the context that preceded today's open, then the trade opportunities, and my thought process behind every trade decision made. First, let's look at the context. Before the open, DAX held below our pivot, which is 15,836, a level which has been with you since Monday. 11th September plan posted at 7:35, 30 minutes before the open, and there you have your 15,836 marked. Yesterday, ES marked its high at our balance stop 4494. Of course, that's in reference to the September contract. All while DAX holding under our pivot 836. That's a confluence around the importance of 15,836. What we also know is tomorrow is CPI. Thus, the odds of a major breakout or breakdown is limited, at least ahead of US coming online. So during this period, all we can expect is a repair of the poor structure around us. That meant we had down below Friday's naked volume point of control, we had Friday's untested settlement, and on the upside, before I go to the upside, we also had the poor lows from yesterday's session. Now, to the upside, all we had was the value gap. So, we knew ahead of today's open we knew enough ahead of today's open what needed to be done. That is, if the pivot is recaptured, we are talking about a move back to 877, where possibly we find resistance, or a move back below 804, and we then know the likely targets are the poor low at 769, which is yesterday's low, and also the volume point of control and untested settlement from Friday. That said, let's look at the trade opportunities that were available to us this morning. The first and the most obvious was fading the Asia high at pivot 836. I got a call. So the first and the most obvious was fading the Asia high at pivot 836. Once RTH came online, the next best short as per our framework was below 15,804. Why 15,804? Because that would indicate the failure to hold balance bottom. Now, the short would only be applicable on the failed backtest, which is what we saw. We saw a breakdown, a move back up that backtests 804, followed by a rejection to get back above the Asia low at 793 and ultimately 787 Friday's high. Now that was a cluster of references together bundled, telling us that inability to get above indicated shorts were in motion, and we also had the balance rules to guide us, which is breakdown of balance. You want to go with the breakdown. This was a high odd rejection and a location you wouldn't want to miss. And at that point, I had called out a short at 783. The next setup was a rejection of yesterday's low at 769 from under. So once we had this breakdown, we flushed lower, back up again, formed those wicks, textbook rejection, and that was the last good opportunity to join the balance breakout failure. So this is the breakout failure that we saw to join the trend down earlier this morning. Now, you may ask or wonder, why look for shorts? Why not look for longs in this region? Well, the simple application of balance rules suggests us to follow the balance breakdown. 2, we also failed to hold Friday's high, which means a rotation back inside Friday's range is a likely scenario. Add to the context of structural repair as shared earlier, and US is yet to come online, so no major breakout is likely because 836 and 494 are in confluence. With the same idea in mind, we know US is offline, and that makes any substantial drop, and this is almost a 120 point drop since Asia high, a buy. Hence we had the support zone right where it was, 711, 720, and so far we can see we got a very good 45 point pop. So that's all from me, folks. I hope this helps you grasp on how I viewed the development and used these references that are known to all of us effectively. The approach enabled us to engage at high odd locations and primarily be in the right direction. Until next time, see ya.